Hey, what is the crack? It's Friday evening. It is not any Friday, it's the Friday of a bank holiday weekend as well, so no better time to do a review than now. And how's your week been? Has your week been alright? What's your plan for the weekend? What are you going drinking for the weekend, more importantly? What have you stocked up on? What machine are you going using? Are you going to use in bottles or cans, or what have you stocked up on? It is also the weekend of Brew London as well, so I'm very envious of anyone that's there. I'd love to be over at Brew London this weekend. Saw some pictures and videos and saw some of the list of different events that were going on. And actually, what I'm going to be focused on today in my review, these guys are doing a talk on innovation. I think it's tomorrow, Saturday afternoon, around 3:30 or 4 o'clock or something like that. The Pinter is what I'm on today. My second brew in the Pinter. I can tell you, first of all, let me just say that... after my disastrous run the first time around, the second time was way easier. I know the process now in the Pinter. It's not that complicated. It was my first time when I did it the first time it was, but I kind of had a fair idea my second time giving it a go, and it didn't take much time at all to purify and then put in the brew. So I got a little bit of advice from the guys from the Pinter. They actually wrote to me on Instagram, a right nice pint on Instagram, which was really good, really nice to get some feedback from them. They watched the entire video and they told me some of the things I could do different or whatever. Now, one of the things I did notice on the Public House IPA, and that was my very first drink, I haven't had anything else out of this since, the beer did certainly clear up and change in flavour the more I went into it. Now, that beer had been left, the Pinter had been in the fridge for, I don't know, maybe 4 days. And while it was in the fridge for 4 days, every day it was clearer. It was getting more and more clearer, and it was changing in flavour profile as well, which was really interesting actually. So your first beer to your last beer in the Pinter can change. So certainly that was one of the differences with it. So I did my review, my very first pull out of it, and it was different, to be honest, from first one to the last one. So there is a bit of playing around in this. It all depends on what you like and what you prefer. There's absolutely no problem with sediment. I don't think that's an issue for me. I don't really mind too much about it. So it shows that it's fresh and it's quality, and that's what you want. So what did I do the second time? I did Weiss Nights. Wheat beer. We got a wheat beer in this time. So brewing time was 4 days, conditioning time 3 days. This is the third day is up now. So they're saying here that if you ferment it for an extra day, 5 days in total, and condition it for up to 7 days, it'll produce a more rounded flavour. The ABV once brewed, about 4.6% is what it's telling me here. This time I managed to get all the yeast in and all that kind of stuff, because the first time I tried, I made so many feck ups. It was unreal. It was so annoying, so frustrating, and I just didn't know if I was going to get the real quality that I was looking for. But in the end, I was really impressed with Public House IPA. So what I'm expecting here, according to this, is a pale and hazy, light-bodied and bready flavour drink with notes of banana and cloves. I can't wait, because I love that flavour. I really, really like that flavour that you get from the yeast. Low to mild hop presence in this as well. So Weiss Nights on the Pinter. First things first, and the guys from the Pinter actually told me that I took too long doing this. I have to turn it off, the carbonation thing, which you'll hear hisses and air, and it could burst out. Well, not burst out, I'm exaggerating now, but you will hiss out, and it could just go. It could frighten you. So you just do it slowly. So I was apparently too slow last time. I'm still, however, getting a bit. I just don't want the heart to jump. Like I said to the guys in the Pinter, I just don't want my heart to jump out of my chest. So there's a good bit coming out there now. Apparently I did it too slow. I'm probably doing it too slow now too, because it says do it over 5 seconds. So you can hear it getting louder there. I still, even though they said do it over 5 seconds and they told me I took too long doing it, I still really want to do that slow, so my heart doesn't go blah out of me. And I think no matter what, it's going to happen. What's going on a while, lads? Okay. Well, it's good to know that there's carbonation in there. Right. Okay. Again, sorry to the guys at the Pinter. They did tell me just do it over 5 seconds. I was taking way too long the last time. But yeah, maybe I'm just a bit of a scaredy cat here at the minute. God. There we go. I can hear the beer making noise within it there now. I don't know if that's good or bad. Ooh. Anyway, we've got it all out of there now. So now we turn it around. Weiss Nights on the Pinter. So the first bit you pour out. If you saw the first video, I did a terrible pour the first time. I hadn't a clue how to use this. It was coming out way too fast. I've got the hang of it now. So they said I hadn't took enough out the first time and I need to maybe take a bit more. So to the sink with this, back in a moment. I'm just going to take out a little bit more. I think that should be sufficient enough. Okay. So here we go, guys. This cost me, this is part of the first Pinter pack I got, so £85, had 2 fresh presses, which basically gave me 20 pints altogether with the machine for £85, which I thought was great value. So I know I said that before, but I think it is the machine and 20 pints. But anyway, here we go. Let's have a look and see what we've got here. Weiss Nights on the Pinter. Okay, it's going to be quite carbonated again. I don't really mind about that because it did settle quite a lot after a while, so I'm not too worried. So we've got quite a big head there, about a 4-finger head on our Weiss Nights. Where's the flake, lads? Where's the flake? And all that kind of stuff. Sprinkles and all that kind of things, like a bloody ice cream. But let's get a smell. Oh, sorry, let's show you this first before we smell it. So, hazy, golden hazy colour on our Weiss Nights, for the bit that I can see. There's a little bit of sediment in the glass. Nice big head on there. Nice thick, really is. Like, it's, you know, when you... I don't know if you ever did this. You know, you get like fizzy orange and you put vanilla ice cream into a pint glass and it all kind of fizzes up and you get a bit of a head on the top of the pint in the pint glass when you do it's like an ice cream soda or something. It's a little bit like that, the head on it looks like that. So on the nose, I'm getting a little bit of the banana, but I thought it might be a bit stronger, to be honest. I'm getting a little bit of that banana, but it almost smells like orange as well. I don't know why. They're very faint, the aromas I'm getting. So, a little bit of clove, a little bit of banana, but to be honest, it's very, very faint for me right now. So let's just dig in. Alright, cheers. Launch you guys, and happy August weekend. Okay. Okay, straight away, very light, refreshing. You are getting some of that flavour. you are getting some of that banana flavour. You're getting a little bit of banana, maybe a slight citrus, not really hoppy or bitter at all. I don't know if I'm getting much clove now in this. Oh, I think the more I get into that, I am going to get it. There we go. Yes. So, I am getting banana, I am getting clove, but it's very mild. It's not... Excuse me what? It is very mild. It's... I won't say the flavours aren't that strong. Yeah, you are getting some of that breadiness to it as well. You are getting some banana, you are getting cloves, but it is quite... I'd say it's easy. It's very easy to drink. There's not a big strong flavour to this. Like in terms of a Franciscaner or something like that, it's not as strong flavour-wise as those. But considering I brewed this in a few days in my own home in a pinter, and I've got 10 pints of this for, I don't know how much they charge for this, 12 or 13 pound. Like, nothing wrong with that. So I'm just going to get another bit of this in. You know what, the more I go through it, the more I get banana, vanilla, cloves. Now, they did say this. I did this 4 days brewing, 3 days conditioning, and they did recommend, you know, if you do this 5 days fermenting and condition up to 7 days, up to 7 days in total, you get more rounded flavour. So it's hard to kind of like, you know, do a proper review on this because the results are different depending on what you do. For me, there's nothing wrong with that. I drink that. That's fairly okay for me. It's a 7 out of 10, I think, so far. But I'm just going to do one more little... I'm going to empty this out and I'm going to go one more pour on this and we'll come with a final judgment. Back in a sec. So back again. Let's get a little bit more of this. I did notice also people use different kinds of water when they're doing these. Like people use tap water, some people use bottled water. They use a couple of different, you know, apparently water. You have water, hard water and soft water, and it makes a difference to the beer as well. So haven't got into those technical details yet with this, but so this is just kind of like the bare minimum in terms of your brewing time and conditioning time. There's nothing wrong with this so far, but I'm just going to do one more time. So 7 out of 10 the first glass, but it does change. That's clearer again compared to the last one. I think the flavours are slightly different in that glass. Yeah, it's not blowing my mind, but in 7 days I've 10 pints of this here now, and all for the cost of 12 or 13 quid for a fresh press. There's nothing wrong with that. I'd be interested in seeing the difference between, you know, what I'd love to do is kind of like have 2 pinters, do one for the 12 days between fermenting and conditioning, and taste that versus what I've just done here, because it's going to be a difference. So yeah, I really can only say it's a 7 out of 10. It's fine, it's grand, it's inoffensive, it's I like those kind of banana clovey flavors. I'm getting it kind of, it's more subtle than the really strong ones you get from you know, if you picked one up in a shop. I think certainly some of the ones I've had, but there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine, that's okay. Yeah, 7 out of 10 on Weiss nights on the 4 days brewing, 3 days conditioning. Nothing wrong with that. And I know the flavour is going to change as time goes on. For the longer it's going to be in my fridge now, it's going to, you know, change with flavour and get clearer and stuff like that as well. So Yeah, well, I don't know if it'll get clearer actually, because it's a wheat beer. I don't know. It may well do. I don't know, but I don't think when you have a wheat beer that actually will get less hazy, but we'll see. So yeah, 7 out of 10 Weiss Nights on the Pinter. If you've enjoyed the review, guys, hit like, tell a friend as well. Make sure you hit subscribe, because listen, it's been what, 3 months now, or 3.5 months since I started the channel, and every subscription means an awful lot to me. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed so far. So I've got a couple more fresh presses ordered for the Pinter. I got Stars and Stripes APA, and I've got a cider coming as well. I forget the name of the cider, but I've got a cider coming as well. So we're going to try that in the Pinter too in the next few weeks. So yeah, hit like, hit subscribe. Have a great weekend, guys, and I'll see you soon for a right nice pint.